Now on Radio 4, the classic serial. We begin a two-part dramatisation of Desolation Island by Patrick O'Brian, starring David Robb as Captain Jack Aubrey, with Richard Delane as the naval surgeon and spy, Stephen Maturin. In 1811, Captain Aubrey has been ordered to set sail from Portsmouth to Australia in his new command, the Leopard, but he's about to receive some unwelcome news.
Hellfire! Bloody blackguards! I should throw up the service and my flag be damned.
Will there be a reply, sir?
There will, by God. Mr. Byron, sir. When Dr. Maturin has helped me to some particular epithets, Mr. Byron.
Reply later, sir. Aye. Captain Aubrey thanks their lordships for...
For acting such a pack of sodomites as even I should scarcely credit. God knows, Stephen, I've suffered the Admiralty ever since I took up the curse, but never supposed there could be such...
Hold your hands, you clumsy bugger!
To send to Portsmouth, catch me at the very boarding of my own new command, to tell me that the Leopard is to be used for transportation.
This might seem the prime function of a ship.
I mean, transportation.
So I understand.
The transportation of convicts, Stephen. God's my life. Convicts! Here, read! An officer of my seniority turned my ship into a transport, and myself to play the turnkey.
I collect we were bound anyway for Botany Bay. Is your dignity so offended, Jack, by a score of passengers, howsoever unwilling?
I am to have a cage built in the forepeak.
Willingly stuffed your holds with French and Spaniards in the past?
Prisoners of war are completely different from jailbirds.
We have both sailed with men guilty of the most atrocious crimes. We have been ourselves prisoners for war and for debt. I find my dignity not much affected thereby.
Flash Newgate cullies lurking in my hold.
And they'll never be brought into contact with you, being under the conduct of proper persons.
Do you say I am not proper?
Where shall you stow the women?
The what?
See.
Oh, those damn nut hells.
Desolation Island by Patrick O'Brian. Dramatised for radio by Roger Dames. Episode 1.
One moment! Peggy, take these. The fire, quickly.
Mrs. Wogan, I have authority to beat the door down. Open it!
Directly, sir. I'm looking for the key.
There is too much, Mum. Far too much.
So be it.
I will not let us be taken.
Louisa Wogan! Knock that bitch down!
Tell me, Blaine, what is the nature of my summons?
I wish with all my heart I could make clear-cut reply, but my dear Maturin, a correspondence of the heart rarely reaches to 40 pages of foolscap, even between two ladies.
Yet, notwithstanding...
I never like to see a woman hanged, do you?
Hey, Dr. Maturin, what the devil is all this business?
I know no more than that you required my presence, sir.
Then I shall not beat about the bush. The Home Office people have picked up a couple of trollops to spend their time getting information. In their papers was found your name.
I do not understand you, sir.
Admiral Seavight is aware that you are in no way subordinate in our department.
Just so. These two women, a Mrs. Wogan and a Mrs. Villiers. The Secretary of State's office has had its eye upon them for some time, particularly upon the Wogan. Connections with some dubious characters among the loyalist Frenchmen over here, and with some known American agents. At last, a decision was taken to act, and upon my word, it was high time. In Villiers' house, they found these papers. They appear to be your manuscript. Can you tell me what I should say to the Home Office on your behalf?
I do not see anything in my hand that is other than private correspondence between myself and And Mrs. Villiers?
Mrs. Wogan was found to have possessed herself also of some naval papers.
From whom?
A junior civil lord here at the Admiralty. He is already dealt with.
And is my name in them? Is it?
There is enough to hang the Wogan out of hand, but that she has some very respectable protectors.
Or at least some very influential.
She is a remarkable fine woman.
You have struck a bargain.
She is to plead guilty to a charge that will send her over the water.
No more?
We could have laid her for attempted murder. She shot the wig off a constable's head.
And what of Mrs. Villiers?
It has been decided not to proceed. Mrs. Villiers has become an American citizen.
The lady is shrewd.
Pressing their men out of their ships is annoying enough to the Yankees. Best not to press their women too, though damned if I should mind it. She stood up for herself amazingly. An even finer woman than the Wogan, straight as an arrow, glaring at us like a wildcat, flushed with anger, lovely bosom trembling.
You forget yourself, sir.
I came in for a couple of broadsides, flung her letters in my face as a mere amorous intrigue. Wish I'd had some of that intrigue myself.
You are impertinent, sir.
The Admiral speaks in jest.
He speaks
Maturin.
like a libidinous potboy. No doubt he's been a-salivating over these letters as if my hand also may be proof of intrigue with this lady.
Let me remind you, Dr. Maturin, that there is such a thing as discipline in this service.
And let me remind you, sir, that there is such a thing as respect. Good day to you, gentlemen. You know where to find me. So, in spite of my saying I should not voyage,
No one could be more glad of it than me.
he spoke slightingly of Diana Villiers. Pulled a man's nose for far less.
You would have fought Seabright, an admiral.
I did not, though. I've fared ill with the duelling before. I've learned the lesson.
Diana?
He's gone.
With Mr.
I know his name.
I'm sorry for it.
I settled her debts.
Many?
Enough. More than.
You're not obliged.
Well, I did it. So.
I must say, Stephen, it wanted but you to make up a company after my own heart. I have 4 lieutenants. 4! And Tom Pullings for my first. Any number of old shipmates have come aboard. It is a charming commission.
Even though it is the horrible old Leopard.
Do not say so, I beg.
Oh, did we not always?
Well, we did. And to be sure, she did used to be something of a slug. But the dockyard has so taken her in hand, Stephen.
You'll be telling me next that no expense has been spared.
They have quite refashioned everything abaft the clamps of the quarterdeck. New spurketing, Snodgrass's diagonal braces, Robert's iron plate knees throughout.
The very thing for a distant voyage, sure.
Well, I shall spare you further details then. But the Leopard is the finest 50-gun ship afloat. No, I assure you. For once, the Admiralty has done the handsome thing by me.
I think you should have had a first rate. And a peerage.
Oh, what I have is 448-pound broadside weight of metal. I shall claw up any French or Dutch frigate something glorious.
Should we meet more than a frigate?
They have no ship of the line in the Spice Islands.
The Spice Islands. Such a fauna there alone. And then, New Holland.
I'm sure you'll have time for a wombat. Or a kangaroo. Or, beetles, cassowaries.
Jack, it is the voyage of the world. I should have been a fool to have missed it. I should hazard that is the women come aboard.
Take those men's names at once! Burst that whistling, I say!
God damn 'em. A parcel of male prisoners would be enough. And these cause trouble already. How I do hate a woman.
That is a rank untruth, Jack Aubrey.
Aboard. They bring ill luck. That is to say, the men believe. They make a sorry heart and heavy countenance, a wounded mind, weak hands, and feeble knees. That is in the Bible, Stephen. I read it myself. The 18th of August, 1811. 45 degrees, 82 minutes north, 7 degrees 30 west. Main topsail, course southwest to half-west. At 3:30, set fore topmast and main staysails. Heavy seas, northwesterly gale beginning to abate. Rain. This coffee has been heated up, Killick. boiled.
If people lie in their cots, they'll all ours.
Where's the doctor? And take your thumb out of the butter.
The work's in 6 bells in the morning watch, Your Honour. And it weren't in it, nowhere near.
Then jump forward and tell him of this vile boiled coffee, if he can bear it.
Which there's another pot coming up, and Mr. Pulley's to drink it.
Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, sir.
You look as though you could do with breakfast, please.
It would go down very welcome, sir.
You have a pretty bad report.
That I have, sir.
Oh, not a mast sprung, I hope.
The convicts have scragged their superintendent.
Is he dead?
His brains are all over the forepeak. They must have done it with their irons.
Damn them! Trouble before we even clear Biscay. The culprit?
It would be a joint enterprise, sir. Chained as they are, no one man could have done it. I have posted some Marines over them just in case, but never a one of them could hurt a fly now. They're all more or less dead, so seasick. Hardly strength enough to groan.
Or have their surgeon see to them.
Him the doctor has presently in the sick bay. It seems Mr. Simpson pitched down into the hold and broke his neck.
Well, I'm sure the doctor will set him to rights. You remember, Tom, how he sawed the gunner's head.
I will not this time. I cannot mend a severed spinal cord.
And a good morning to you, Stephen.
Man was as dead as a rabbit before ever they picked him up.
First pot, Your Honours.
Well, that's better. And will you re-sling my cot, Killick? It was soaked last night.
We're slinging a cot, sir. Bleeding folks at the yard don't know their business.
He's more sullen than usual, because after little more than a week we have torn him from the arms of his bride.
Killick married?
He bought a wife. All legal. She was brought to market in a halter by her former husband.
Thank you. I've heard of the custom. I did not know it's still to be practised.
Well, where would the Navy be without we followed the old customs?
Oh, sir, I was forgetting. While we were raising Mr. Simpson out of the hold, we found a stowaway.
In a man of war? Never heard of such a thing.
Well, I beg leave to observe, Stephen, that there are a great many things in a man of war of which you have never heard.
That may be so, though I am become tolerably amphibious. Would this stowaway be the dirty, torn young man outside, being glared at by the Marine sergeant?
It would.
Then let us have him in before we go tackle the ugly business in the forepeak.
Bring him in.
Good morning, sir.
Don't speak to the captain.
Sit him down on the locker there, Sergeant. Then you may go. Now, sir, what is your name?
Michael Harapath, sir. At your service.
What do you mean, Mr. Harapath, by concealing yourself aboard this ship?
Sir, I beg pardon, sir. I beg pardon. I am not quite well.
Killick! Killick!
Your Honour.
Stir this man in a hammock on the orlop.
Hammock, all up, sir.
Give you joy of your wedding, preserved Killick.
Well, thank you, Doctor. Come on, mate. There was three to choose on, I sort of picked a bunch.
You did not rush. Matrimony is, I am told, a very serious thing.
Oh, that's what I consider of it. Why, the best part of all, 20 minutes.
But did you not have a wife in Mahon? I'm sure you did. She washed my shirts.
Which I had too, Mr. Pullins. Tubber whopping dock. Hold up, boy. Well, I was more in a roving uncertified line, if you follow me, and not bought legal. The halter put in me hand, like.
You best carry him to the orlop, Killick.
Right, sir. Mind you, the door jam, mate.
I saw him before. He came aboard at Portsmouth wanting to join. An educated man on the lower deck. I explained it would never answer. He looked very down.
Well, when it comes to looking down, we'd best look down to the forepeak and these murdering convicts. Do you wish to examine the body, Doctor?
No further, sir. I can tell all I need to know.
You, sir? Are you one of their guardians?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know who did this?
We looked at all the irons, sir, so far as we could, but we'd hardly been able to move ourselves and having no orders at all.
So you do not?
And all this what felt, sir, sure. One pair of irons is very much the same as another, but I reckon it was that one, sir, the big bastard and his mate there.
May I suggest that these men should be carried up at once and that a windsail should be installed for the air?
We shall make it so, Doctor. Let us see where the women are stowed. You swabbers, bear a hand there. Mr. Pullings, have a hose shipped in the head, leading down through the manger scuttle.
Sir?
Tell the carpenter to leave everything and repair the forward chain bump.
Oh, women are held in the carpenter's storeroom, sir.
Comparative light and purity.
You have the key.
I do, sir.
Open it.
Is it nearly over yet?
It's what?
We ain't had any food, gentlemen. Not for days and days.
What you heard you spewed off.
That will do. The food will be seen to. You must, put on your frock.
I ain't got any clothes left, sir. They stole them.
Who?
Him in the oven.
Oh, you lying bitch.
Where are their clothes, then? Get below. See to the clearing of that goddamn cage.
Will you be taking the keys, sir?
Blue and yellow cambric with muslin sleeves. The lady gave it me, and they stole it.
God help us, the scrubs.
Where is my lady? Gentlemen, where have they put her?
Is all well there?
Leave me be. Who is that?
Good morning, ma'am. I trust I see you well.
Thank you, sir. I'm quite nearly recovered. Will you come in?
Thank you. I will.
Will you not sit down, sir? I'm sorry to have no more than a stool to offer.
You're very good, ma'am. But I fear I'm not at leisure. However, a lantern... Just so. A lantern must be slung from the beam there.
Is my
A lantern would serve much better. For I must tell you, ma'am, that a naked... an exposed... an unprotected flame cannot possibly be countenanced aboard.
I did not know, sir.
A flame is little less than a crime.
I beg pardon, sir. I am much concerned to hear it.
Crime is perhaps an unfortunate word.
I never will offend again, sir.
A lantern shall be sent to you at once.
Thank you.
Is there anything else that you could wish for?
It would be a great comfort, sir,
Yes.
if inquiries might be made for the young woman that attends me. I'm afraid the poor creature may have come to harm.
She's well, ma'am.
Oh, thank God. And if I may have the liberty to take a little air? Perhaps the request is improper, but if someone would have the goodness to take the rat away.
The rat, ma'am?
In the corner there, sir. I knocked him on the head at last with my shoe. It was quite a battle.
A gravid rat near her term. Very much infested with fleas. Some anomalous lesions.
It was hit with the heel of a lady's shoe.
These are different. More interesting.
As was Mrs. Wogan, I collect.
I shall take it below. To dissect at leisure.
What did you make of the lady?
The door was so narrow. I saw nothing past you at all.
Dangerous, they say. She offered to pistol the Prime Minister or blow up the Houses of Parliament.
Oh, very shocking.
So I had a curiosity to see her. A rare Pluckton of that, I'm sure. The little space was as neat as a pin.
Is that a measure of her mettle?
It is, compared to them in the forepeak. Have you ever seen such a godforsaken shambles?
I have not. To die of seasickness. It occurs to me that now their surgeon is so dead, I shall have to look after the convicts' health too.
Well, I'll set Tom Pullings to find out how their late superintendent victualled them.
They've been carried up to the forecastle, I suppose, the creatures. They must be aired at least an hour a day. And then there's your stowaway, Mr. Herepard. What did you do with him?
Well, now, Tom said he was so very eager to go to sea. We'd better enter him as a supernumerary landsman.
You must not set him to work, I beg, until he's restored. Such emaciation is rarely to be seen. Pap from a small spoon once every watch. He may readily be killed with kindness and a piece of pork.
The lower deck is not noted for its kindness.
Have you ever known a gentleman there?
A few.
Then how did you like it yourself? When you were a midshipman and your captain turned you before the mast for incompetence?
That was not the reason.
You've said he called you a lubber.
A lecherous lubber. I kept a girl in the cable tiers. He was reflecting upon my morals, not my seamanship.
Perhaps I shall step forward and look at my new patients.
Yes, perhaps you should.
My top corners to your bottom. You must be getting better, Peggy.
Good morning, ma'am.
Take these, Peggy. The guard will bring you back where you came from. Put them on there.
Thank you, Ma'am. Good morning, sir.
My name is Maturin, ma'am. I'm the surgeon of this ship.
Mr. Maturin, good morning.
I've come to inquire after your health.
You are very good, sir. I am quite well.
Yet your face is somewhat yellower than could be wished. Give me your hand.
Are you the doctor for the whole ship, sir? You alone?
The surgeon of a fourth rate is entitled to 2 assistants, ma'am. Your tongue, if you please. A laudable tongue, you may put it away. I dare say you have took a good hearty vomit.
Oh, to tell you the truth, sir, I was not sick at all.
No shame, ma'am. As an evacuation of the gross humours and crudities, there's no rival.
I have made several voyages to America, Mr. Maturin. I do not find the motion very troublesome.
Then perhaps we should contemplate a purge. Do you have any reason to apprehend a pregnancy?
Oh, none at all, sir, no. I conceive that I am far more likely to be cribbed and cabined than confined.
Very well.
May it be that my yellow face is connected with my cabining? I must not presume to teach physic to a doctor, but if I might only have a breath of untainted air. I did mention it to the very large gentleman that was here earlier. An officer, I believe?
The captain, madam, of a man of war has a great many things to occupy his mind.
Oh, yes. To be sure. Such a noise. Several times, both at night and day.
'Tis the call to dinner, ma'am. Being a Tuesday, that means 2 pounds of salt beef and a pound of biscuit a head. There, I beg. No. Continue with your meal.
What's an officer doing here, mate?
It's the doctor. Hold your peace.
My Barrett Bondon. Come up here. Let's all sit down, for God's love.
Wish we're feeding Herapath, sir.
So you are. I hardly recognised you.
Good afternoon to you, sir. I am in kind company, I thank you.
Tom Davis has pounded up the biscuit, and Joe mixes in our juice to make a right smooth pap, like you said, Your Honour. And I sends it home with this very small little teaspoon what Killick got from the captain's plate.
Yeah.
So...
Well, Bondon, not like a corpse of him yet. But give him a very little of that at each 8th bell.
Only a little, sir.
Yes, it is less the dimensions of the spoon, Bondon, than the aggregate of pap that will cure him or kill him.
Tuesday, the 22nd. Wind southeast. Course south, 27 west. Cape Finisterre east by south, 12 leagues. Fresh gales, clear weather. At 5, committed bodies of William Simpson, John Alexander, Robert Smith, and Edward Marno to the deep.
For as much as it hath pleased Almighty God of his great mercy to take unto himself the souls of our dear brothers here departed, William Simpson,
No better than a common
John
thief he was.
Alexander,
Be silent, you
Robert
whore.
Smith, and Edward Marno, we therefore commit their bodies to the deep, to be turned into corruption, looking for the resurrection of the body when the sea shall give up her dead.
People variously employed. Swifted 4 topmast futtocks. Killed a bullock, weight 522 pounds. Opened salt pork casks 53 and 54. Spoiled. Stephen, I am at your pleasure.
Then would you be so good as to bring your mind to bear upon my convicts? Yours? Mine, because I'm answerable for their health, which, let me tell you, is tolerably precarious.
Collins and I have dealt with that. Hammocks are to be slung in the forepeak, Navy fashion.
No more of that vile coprolitic straw.
No. The people are to be aired on the forecastle, once in the forenoon and once in the dog watch.
Aired is good. And for exercise?
They can pump ship.
And Mrs. Wogan is a gentlewoman also to pump your ship?
There you have me, Stephen.
She cannot long survive in that mephitic, light-forsaken damp cupboard. I tell you that as a medical man.
There's no word about exercise in the superintendent's papers.
Then what is the custom in the transports that usually ply to Botany Bay? They must have occasion carry privileged persons.
I asked that of the turnkeys. Goddamned half-baked horse and lubbers. They had no idea. Stephen, did you notice the extraordinary likeness between Mrs. Wogan and Diana Villiers?
I did not, sir.
Oh. Well, I cannot invite the lady to walk the quarterdeck since she has been convicted, though clearly she is a gentlewoman.
Oh, certainly would not wish to associate with a malefactor.
It would be improper. Very dangerous person, it appears. Blazed away left, right and centre when she was taken.
I appreciate your anxiety to the full. No doubt she has a brace of pistols in her pocket now.
She might have liberty to walk occasionally upon the poop.
That could offer a valid solution of your difficulty.
If the weather is clement. Failing that, the gangway.
To reach the poop, she would have to traverse your holy quarterdeck. Doubtless, you will require carronade trained upon her as she does so. May I suggest you consider grape shot? Tobacco. Blessed compensation. That young man at dinner, Tom, the midshipman, Byron. Is he related to the poet?
Doctor?
The famous Lord Byron.
I believe he is. A grandson. Maybe a great-nephew.
Grandson?
They even now call him Foul Weather Jack, you know. There's fame for you. The whole Navy knows Lord Byron.
Foul weather?
My granddad sailed with him. Ah, how the Admiral did relish a blow.
Admiral Byron?
Almost loved it as much as our Captain Jack. Would crack on regardless, laughing. Ha ha ha! But I don't recall he was said to be much in the poetry line, Doctor.
Was your grandfather an officer, Tom?
Boatswain of the Indefatigable at the last. 7 wrecks he went through in his time. It was hearing his tales made me first long to go to sea.
Tales of shipwreck?
Oh, Lord, yes. Grandad fair loved to contemplate upon wrecks. You never know a man, he used to say, until you have seen him in a wreck. Some would hold fast, but the most part all run to pieces.
Yes.
Steady old forecastle hands break into the spirit room and get beastly drunk. Then it's refusing of orders, pillage of cabins.
Oh.
They dress up like Jack in the Green, fight, blackguard their officers. A ship loses herself, her crew goes all to pieces. There's an old belief on the lower deck that once the ship's aground, or she can't steer, then the captain's authority is gone.
There are a great many foolish old beliefs on the lower deck, Tom.
Aye, but that's the law, they say. And at the end, they jump into boats and swamp 'em like a parcel of frightened landsmen.
God and his saints preserve us.
Amen. Nothing will get stuff like that out of their stupid heads. Not you, Doctor. Not me. Not even the captain.
Oh.
Come, lose not a minute, I beg.
Mr. Maturin.
I'm come to exercise you, ma'am. To air you for the good of your health. Pray, put some woolen garment on your head and shoulders. You'll find the sea air pierce you after this mephitis.
I thank you, sir, for this, your goodness to me.
Not a moment to be lost, ma'am. As soon as they tinkle on their bell, it'll be quarters. And then where shall we be? I cannot recommend shoes of that nature.
Oh.
Upstairs, the motion of the ship is far more violent.
What is the proper wear, sir?
Half boots, list slippers, or indeed bare feet.
Then I am perfectly equipped, sir.
That is the gangway. There you will walk in inclement weather.
Take that man's name at once. You, sir, jump up to the head and back 7 times. Atkins, start him hearty.
This is the quarterdeck. The upper level over there is called the poop. You may walk there today and when it is fine.
Good morning, ma'am. Doctor.
Good morning, Mr.
Grant, ma'am, you must excuse me. Quartermaster Manjacon. Full and by there.
Mr. Grant is our second lieutenant. I shall conduct you by the stair, if you please.
Oh, the wind is so full of life.
Allow me to warn you against indulgence in lowness. Melancholy will certainly pule into a decline.
Perhaps it is no more than the effect of unrelieved Naples biscuits, sir.
Did they not feed you at all?
Oh, yes. I'm sure I shall come to relish it soon.
When did you last eat a square meal?
I do not think I complain.
When?
A long time. Before a dinner with my friend Diana in London.
Louisa! Louisa! You, sir! What in the name of blazes do you think you're doing here? Get along forward! Atkins, start that van! Start him, I say!
You must try to accustom your stomach to the ship's fare.
I shall, sir. I'm sure it is wholesome, though it be somewhat rough.
Use will render it palatable, ma'am.
Of course, you are used to it. You are a sailor, sir. What a great deal you must know. Would you be kind to me and tell me the name of that mast over there?
That is the mizzen, ma'am.
The mizzen. And those sails?
Aft flying topsails with a t'gallant above.
None but a fool, Mr. Grant, starts, beats, or abuses a hand for not knowing his duty when that hand cannot conceivably know it, having only just gone to sea.
No, sir.
Any officer-like man, moreover, knows the name of all the people in his watch. It is quite as easy to call out Herapath as you, sir.
I understand, sir.
Discipline and a taut ship are one thing, Mr. Grant. Bullying is quite another. That will do.
Sir.
Doctor, come in.
Some years since I've heard you reprove one of your officers, sir.
Come and have a glass of grog.
Struck by the remarkable advance in your efficacity.
I was required to take him. He had the 60-ton brig Lady Nelson. Sailed her from England to the Cape, thence to New Holland in 1800. 11 months by way of the Bass Strait.
That was a feat, sure, with so small a ship.
She was a brig, Stephen, not a ship. But a feat, yes. Indeed it was. Nobody could doubt his seamanship.
Yet he is still a lieutenant.
Promotion is a tricky affair. I believe Grant contrived to get on the wrong side of the civilians.
He appears not to have the tact of the world.
He fouled someone's whores and they cut his cable. They put him down to the bottom of the lieutenant's list, which is why Tom Pullings may be my first, spite of his age.
I've seen so many disappointed officers.
Yes. Well, that is nothing to what peace may bring.
Mr. Bondon, with your leave, I should like to go up to the Royal Yard.
Well, you couldn't have chose a sweeter day. Joe!
What is it?
Just you carry Herapath here aloft. He thinks he's ready. Show him where to put his feet, like.
You'll want to take care of your hands there, mate. Mr. Pullins don't like blood on the standing rigging. I promise to be careful, Joe.
Show him how to run out on the yard. And I dare say you'll see some of his evening grog. Yeah?
Certainly.
Go then. And don't you come into your bumboy capers, Joe. Do you hear me now?
The captain prepares to take to the sea.
So many scars.
Well, what of it, Mr. Byron?
How many battles must he have been in, sir?
It is all luck. No man is wounded by choice, Mr. Byron. All the courage and conduct in the world may flaunt no wound.
Now for the Jack. Oh, it is magnificent up here. I had no conception. Aye, well, you want to look out now, mate. There ain't no rattlings no more from here. And you got the whole Atlantic to fall into. How small the captain looks. How pink. I'll wash me shin up to the truck, then you do the like. Well, I think I shall run out onto the yard first. Still enough up here for you then, is it? Man overboard!
What? Who is it? Who's it then?
Kill it!
Get overboard!
Mind my clothes!
Right, so I'm on the clothes. Easy now! Easy now! Herapath!
I can't swim!
There's nothing to it! Let me! Save your effort! The ship there! A line to me!
Pass the line to the captain there!
Easy now! Easy! Answer me!
I thought you was losing the number of your mess there, mate.
Don't be a goddamn fool, Joe Place.
Mr. Grant! Have an end put to this infernal hallooing!
Ain't you never seen the captain resurrect a drowned man?
Sail pipe down!
What do you say, Bondon? Bless you, sir. He does it often and often.
Always the same, every time a man goes overboard.
Silence! Fore and aft! Killick! Bring me a towel.
No, sir, coming right.
Pass the word for the doc... Mrs. Wogan, good afternoon.
I could have died.
So could I, Michael. At the sight of Captain Aubrey in that state of nature.
Died drowned in the depths of your eyes.
But you did not.
Blue like the sea, closing over my head.
I would send another captain to drag you back to me, no matter how cold.
Dear Louisa, you save my soul every day, every hour. I should have died long since, did I not love you so.
It is a pretty thing, my dear. Love through a keyhole. Not the tar and his pollen. She's a caged bird.
And he a true heart of oak.
Hello? Who's there?
Someone comes, my love. Good night.
There are explicit orders of communication with the prisoners. Is that Herapad?
It is, Mr. Byron, sir.
What are you doing here?
I beg pardon, sir. I meant to wash my hands downstairs.
Below?
Yes, sir. I lost my way, sir.
Do you not know your watch is set, Herapad?
I did not hear the bell, sir.
You must mind your duty, be it ever so new to you. Even if you run now, you will surely miss the muster.
Is that a bad fault, sir?
It is by far the worst crime on the ship.
Cut him down. What is next, Mr. Pullings?
Herapad, sir. Foretopman starboard watch. Guilty of absence from the muster on Friday night.
500 lashes, mate.
Follow that with a keel on it, if you're lucky.
What have you to say for yourself?
Nothing, sir. Except that I regret my absence extremely.
Have his officers anything to say for him?
He has not offended before, sir.
Is he willing and obedient, Mr. Byron?
He is, sir, though unhandy. He will no doubt apply himself in the future.
Looking well, matey. Perhaps only 300.
Herapad, if every member of a watch were to imitate your conduct in this folly and wickedness, the ship would soon be in a pretty state. We set the watch, and muster to prove it so, that the enemy may never find us unprepared. Do you understand this?
I do, sir.
Well, I trust you do. You will mind Mr. Byron's words and apply yourself. That will be all.
Carry on with the slime draft. That's all we can do. Herapad, how do you do?
Better than him, sir, I think.
Jakruski is once again in a coma. How does his body stand it? I cannot tell. He lives as would be thought severe in a Dublin doss house, and yet his frame is kept thoroughly robust. Perhaps our notions of hygiene are utterly fallacious after all. Show me your hands. Still more raw flesh than undamaged skin, I see. Your shirt? You must put on some flesh. Our diet may not be delicate, but it is wholesome. See him? Men may thrive with nothing else.
I do find the biscuit excellent, sir.
Meat and cheese, puddings. Must not be over nice. You're no longer a gentleman, Herapad.
That is one thing that... Doctor, might I beg you to advise me?
In what manner?
I should like to thank the captain for taking me from the water, but I...
Is it your judgment day that gives you pause?
In part, but also I do not know how to address him. Through whom, whether it would be proper at all.
In service matters, I believe the first lieutenant would be the intermediary.
Mr. Pullings.
Yet, if that is a note, and if it is intended for the captain, I think I may undertake to be your messenger. What is going on here, for all love?
Captain's order, sir. Sheet tin to be applied to the ladies' cabin sides.
Madam, if you're at leisure, will you cease this unholy din? Ma'am, I propose attending you to the poop.
You are very kind, Doctor, but I believe today I shall decline the pleasure.
Oh, would you then pass up some small moment of peace?
Oh, the hammering does not discommode in the least.
I have some balls of wax for the ears.
No, I assure you. I hope your patient is doing well, sir.
I have 3 fevers and an alcoholic coma, ma'am. To which do you refer?
To the young man with the long curly hair, the one the captain so heroically saved when he fell into the sea.
Young Icarus. He comes along, ma'am. A few ribs stove only. We all have 4 and 20, more than enough.
Shall you pull him through, do you think?
No, certainly. Never fear.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you.
Never did I notice that his hair curled.
Perhaps we should go take the air, after all. Shall we be calling at Cape Verde, Doctor, do you know?
The briefest touch, ma'am. Few other places to revictual in the middle of the Atlantic.
Mr. Grant, I have sent for you because it has come to my notice that certain of your watch have been attempting to enter into communication with a female prisoner abaft the cable tiers.
Perhaps we should move away.
You are aware of the consequences, sir, of disobedience to orders?
I fear the proximity of the skylight is such little discretion possible aboard a man of war.
Furthermore, one of your midshipmen has endeavoured to bribe the armourer to make him a key to her cabin.
Oh.
But a few weeks of sailing with that infernal woman, and such is the criminality we have come to. What will it be like by the time we reach New Holland?
People do not die of love, do they, Doctor?
I've known them brought pretty low.
No, Mr. Grant. I will not have my ship run like a bawdy house. I will have my orders obeyed. Henceforth you will find a sentry posted at the lady's door. You may go.
Having been present at that young man's rescue...
Herapal. His name is Herapal.
I feel a certain interest in him, Doctor.
Well, I conceive he's a young man of good family and of a certain education. He's run away to sea because of some misfortune or distress, presumably of an erotical nature. Perhaps he has fled from an unkind mistress.
What a romantic thought.
Little there is romantic, ma'am, about a man of war.
The lecherous sodomites.
I have a note for you from Michael Herapath.
They have been sending Mrs. Wogan billet-doux. God rot them all. They bored holes in the bulkhead of her cabin, stood in line to see her in her shift. The odious wench. Would you believe it, Stephen?
I would. And more.
Oh. This is very prettily put. Civilest line I've ever had, I dare say, from anyone I've pulled out. Oh, I take this very kindly. Will you read?
I will not. I would you will listen now. You are excessive, Jack, in the matter of this lady.
You will remember I was against it from the start. The hounds cannot keep their breeches on because of her.
I say you are unjust. Louisa Wogan shares in the sin of Eve, sure, but otherwise she's blameless. Not a leer, not a wink, not a handkerchief dropped.
Was it not for her, we should be sailing sweet as swans.
And I'm come to tell you that I require a free hand with Mrs. Wogan.
You too, Stephen, by God.
Do not mistake me, Jack. I beg these are not carnal words. Did you ever take pause to wonder why, when I did say I should not voyage, that I changed my mind?
You need a holiday, my dear Maturin. A break to set you up. What gold for a natural philosopher would be Botany Bay, eh? If not for an adventuress.
You wish for me to plumb the lady's mind?
It contains a great deal more than was revealed to us, of that I am very sure. And what she has to say may resolve your doubts about Mrs. Villiers.
Few doubts do I have of Diana Villiers.
Just so.
We must consider the possibility that Diana may have mentioned my name to our subject.
Well, that is an eventuality that will be resolved the moment you meet her, no? We have allowed Mrs. Wogan a confidante, her maid, Peggy Barnes. Fortunately, that young woman was taken up with her mistress and proved to have a history of her own. Infanticide.
Enough for transportation. Well done, my dear Sir Joseph. And do we suspect this Peggy?
No. Mrs. Wogan has been well schooled in discretion. We had hopes of a young man by the name of Michael Herapath, A kind of secretary, a besotted follower. She used him and amused him as it suited her.
He told you nothing?
It seems Herapath truly had nothing to tell. We let him go.
Oh.
The lady had availed herself of all his resources. I do pray you to consider of this, Maturin. Accompany the Leopard and your friend Aubrey. This skein that Louisa Wogan is weaving would be well worth the untangling. And it would keep your hand in.
Do you fear that I'm nearing the end of my usefulness?
I do beg that you will consider this, my dear Maturin.
September the 20th, 12 degrees 30 north, 18 degrees 44 west. No wind. The doldrums. People variously employed. At 7, attempted tow with ship's boats. At 9, surgeon reported.
We have the jail fever aboard.
Is there no doubt?
None. Petechiae, the palpable spleen, brown, dry tongue, I was certain the moment I saw it. Swords, raging heat, the mulberry rash, not a symptom is absent. This morning I closed the eyes of my 3 original patients. Jail fever it is, and of the most virulent kind.
During the forenoon watch, fumigated by section with burning of brimstone. At 3, forasmuch as it hath pleased Almighty God of his great mercy to take unto himself the souls of our dear brothers here departed. September the 21st. Committed to the deep, Vincent Foxcroft, foretopman. David MacDonald, marine. Pavel Tatachuk, cook's assistant. We therefore commit their bodies to the deep, to be turned into corruption. 22nd. James Stokes, master's mate. Paul Martin, assistant surgeon. Michael Adam, Henry Adam, supernumeraries. Looking for the resurrection of the body, when the sea shall give up her dead, and the life of the world to come.
Doctor, may I trouble you?
Lieutenant Pullings, my dear. You have a vile headache, cold, a distinct rigour about the midriff and the limbs?
You are in the right of it, sir.
Just so. You've come to the very shop.
28th. Horace Weatherby, midshipman. William Needham, captain's clerk. Sean Soames, loblolly boy.
I sometimes think, if only we could sight a French ship, if only we could hear the drumbeat and the guns boom, we should cure ourselves in that instant. But we wallow still, becalmed in oppressive heat, near 600 miles out in the ocean, men dying faster than the plague.
No. I now have 11 convalescents. They survived their crises. We have prime physic, and we'll belay it with all 9s. Never fear, Tom. We'll hoist your flag yet.
'30th. William Macpherson, Lieutenant, Royal Marines. Jacob Hawley, boy, 3rd class. According to the mighty working, whereby he is able to subdue all things to himself. October the 2nd. Wind southeast. Course south 25 east. 9 degrees 15 north. 11 degrees 20 west. Fresh winds. Rain. No deaths this day.
How I long for 24 hours of uninterrupted sleep.
You will get them now.
I will. I believe the epidemic is indeed over. And should anything untoward occur with these my convalescents, Herapath will wake me. Perhaps I shall retain my beard, as the Roman emperors did in war.
Herapath has behaved very well, I collect.
Good, quiet, intelligent young man it is. And since I'm now alone, Jack, I desire that you will make him my mate.
I cannot do that.
True, he has not studied physic nor surgery, but he is already more handy and knowledgeable than the pitiable quackines with their surgeon's hall papers.
You asked the impossible, Stephen.
A set of old wives' tales and a second-hand saw.
The Sick and Hurt Board would never countenance my making an assistant surgeon. But I will tell you what I can do.
I am very much beholden, sir, to the doctor for his good opinion.
The rules of the service, Herapath, do not allow me to enter you as assistant surgeon on the ship's books without the proper certificates. So I propose rating you as a midshipman. Alas, I have 3 vacancies there.
I should perhaps observe, sir, that I am an American citizen.
Are you, though?
In case that should be a bar to your most obliging offer, sir.
So you are. Cambridge, Massachusetts. Well, I am very sorry to have to tell you that is indeed a bar to future promotion. You cannot expect ever to become a commission officer in His Majesty's Navy.
I must endeavour to bear it, sir.
You have no dislike to fighting the French, I take it?
I was in arms against them under General Washington, sir. I am happy to do what I can against any of your other enemies, unless England should go to war with the United States, which, God forbid.
Amen to that. Poor Stokes was about your size. You may wish to buy his uniforms when they're sold at the mainmast. Here is a note for Mr. Grant. He will introduce you to the young gentleman. I shall be glad to welcome you to my quarterdeck, Mr. Herapath. October the 5th. At 2 crossed the line, without ceremony. Fair weather, wind east by southeast. Pork and plum duff only. 116 men in total perished of the jail fever.
What's the buzz, Bondon?
We're bearing up for Recife, mate.
Eh? Recife? Don't mumble, mate.
God pen your lie, Joe. Your ears got the plague and none of the rest of you. Recife. Brazil. Touch and go. Just.
Well, I hope there may be time to get Mrs. Place a pole parrot.
Sake, you think? No watering, I heard. No cattle. Green stuff belike, no more.
The old girl grieved her last pole parrot something cruel. Oh, would you look at this now?
Punk.
Would you ever have believed it? Even the dockyard could pass such a rotten bit of wood.
They got us to sea in an ancient sieve, Joe. That's what they did. Sunday travel and incest is all the same to them dockyard bunch of bearded piss cats.
Mate, we're aboard a coffin ship.
Aye, Joe. A floating coffin. An unlucky one at that.
We will put off our 3 convalescents in Recife, Mr. Herapath, and replenish our medicine chest.
That will not be before time.
I shall be obliged to spend many hours in drawing up a statement of our requirements, writing letters. May I therefore beg you to attend Mrs. Wogan to the poop?
Mrs. Wogan, sir?
Is the unfortunate lady who's confined to the orlop, abaft the tiers. You're not yet familiar with our sea terms. I mean the floor below this, in about the middle. The door is on your right-hand side. Starboard, as we say. No, larboard, for you'll be going backwards. No. Come, I'll show you the way and present you to the lady.
Pray do not trouble, Doctor. I know the way perfectly. That is, I have often remarked the particular door. It is on my way to where I now sling my hammock.
Well, here's the key. You'll make him my compliments, if you please.
The only people to go, Stephen, will be you and whatever invalids you absolutely insist upon landing. I do not mean to lose a minute nor a single man by desertion. Recife has a notorious distillery.
Here are the names of those that must go.
It will break Tom Pulling's heart.
I examined him with great care not an hour ago.
We shall lie in the outer road. You will get your physic. I shall call on the governor, do the civil. Try and see whether I can get a few hands in this port. As it is, I have barely 60 to a watch, God help us, and a 50-gun ship. And you take from me my peerless first lieutenant and leave me with Grant.
Have you finished your letter?
Nearly. You wish me to add a message?
No. Love, of course. Sophie and the children. Is that Mrs. Wogan's letter?
It is addressed to Diana Villiers. I thought that would shake you.
I shall be interested to see what it contains. You must rid your mind of these weak prejudices. A document that bears upon our war is not a private paper.
It shall be as you direct.
Sometimes I'm compelled to be devious, Jack. I do not do it from choice, but I beg you'll forgive me. You must be of good cheer.
Oh.
The nuns will soon have you on your feet again and homeward bound. Or would you really rather be sewn into your hammock with a shot at your feet?
I think of so many that were.
Tom Pullings never did say die yet. You cannot be permitted to stay aboard.
I understand.
Proper diet, sister's care.
You had best go, Doctor.
Oh, yes. There's not a moment to be lost. You will take good care of him, sister?
That we will, sir. Of all of them.
10,000 thanks again. This is for your poor. And I beg you to pray for the souls of... For the souls.
Do you have any soul that is special to you, Doctor?
Pray for Stephen Maturin.
In Desolation Island by Patrick O'Brien, dramatised for radio by Roger Danes, Captain Jack Aubrey was played by David Robb, Dr. Stephen Maturin by Richard Delane, Louisa Wogan, Teresa Gallagher, Michael Herapath, Samuel Barnett, Lieutenant Pullings, David Holt, Barrett Bondon, Sam Dale, Preserved Killick, John Glover, Midshipman Byron, Nick Underwood, Sir Joseph Blaine, Michael Burtonshaw, Peggy Barnes, Hannah Wood, Lieutenant Grant, Jonathan Taffler, and Josiah Place by Lloyd Thomas. All other parts were played by members of the cast. Desolation Island was a BBC Scotland production, directed by Bruce Young. Desolation Island by Patrick O'Brien. Dramatised for radio by Roger Danes. Episode 2.
There will be war, Maturin.
There already is. And monstrous inhuman tyranny in Europe. An American venture into arms is of little comparative consequence.
The lady is between 25 and 30, but she retains her bloom. Black hair, blue eyes, about 5'8", but looks taller since she stands so straight. A slight but undeniable figure, though these things can be improved by stuffing. She has a thoroughly genteel air, nothing bold or flaunting. Writes like a cat with every third word underlined, cannot spell. Speaks excellent French. No other education that can be detected.
Do we suspect a French intrigue?
We think not. The lady's means of support are unknown. London's money men consider her an unsound risk.
You might almost be describing Diana Villiers.
There is a striking resemblance, but no connection, beside the unfortunate correspondent.
Which we have suppressed.
Which we have suppressed, as you say. At one time there was a somewhat nebulous Mr. Wogan, but he appears to have retired to Baltimore. She probably combines her intelligence gathering with the higher prostitution. There have been a number of liaisons here, not merely Americans. Men of interest, even great interest. This is why she's not to be hanged.
So am I to sound, Mrs. Wogan?
All grist to your mill, my dear Maturin. The intelligence service of the United States is but an infant plant. Yet some chief mind there is at work here in London, and a mind of considerable subtlety. I should be infinitely obliged to you were you to come to a name.
I will have words with Bonden.
Do not, I beg. I do hate to see an honest man flogged. And Bonden is not alone in acquainting me with the condition of our poor Leopard's knees and braces. I understand the stern post is similarly punk.
A man cannot be punished for telling truth. The Leopard is indeed somewhat
horrible and old. Oh, come, Jack. It is natural for any captain to think his command the finest ship that ever was.
It is less the ship than her crew, Stephen, gives me pause. I can get no hands till the Cape. More than 3,000 miles of sailing with 60 men to a watch.
You've got none here?
12 Portuguese only, formerly slaves. I can press no one at Recife.
Volunteers? Reputation must go before you.
So does word of the old Leopard. You have put 25 convalescents ashore, among them my prized first lieutenant. I've had to promote Grant.
You may have another score of hands tolerably brisk within a month.
Your jail fever has knocked us on our beam ends, Stephen. And now I'm told there is a Dutch 74 in these waters.
A butter box, would it be?
You may call them that. But they have thumped us most cruelly in the past. I was a midshipman at Camperdown. Their Freiheit killed half my gun-deck shipmates and battered us to something very near a wreck.
Oh, now you're in command.
Yeah, 52 to 74 against me in guns. Far, far more in men. Waxenheit is her name. I have not the slightest wish to meet her.
Six minutes and 32 seconds, sir.
Too slow, Mr. Grant, and not accurate enough. Once more, if you please.
Mr. Wilby, we will fire again by divisions.
October the 21st. Steady breezes east of south. Close hold. At 3, exercised the great guns.
How many does that make, Mr. Herripat?
Howland's is the 7th, sir.
At this rate, we shall exhaust our venereals long before the Cape.
They all seem to be recent infections, yet there was no shore leave at Recife.
You're to observe, Mr. Herripat, that a protracted voyage may bring about a wonderful increase in sodomitical practices. To the ship's surgeon, pox in all its forms is familiar as the common cold to a land doctor. Our patients, however, present the very authentic marks of Venus herself.
There are only 3 women aboard, sir.
One of them is a fire ship.
It cannot be Mrs. Boswell.
Her advanced state of gravidity would suggest not. Mrs. Wogan is out of the question.
Yes.
Sure, the only source is the infanticide Peggy Barnes.
Damn them all. They might as well be a troop of basilisks. Yes. You must know about basilisks, Stephen. They spread pests by glaring at people.
This is not contracted by glaring. The contrary, rather.
How do they get at her?
Ask rather how can she be rendered chaste? A sericonium is not to be come by in ships of the 4th rate.
Oh.
A belt for the purpose.
Oh.
Perhaps the armourer might fashion one. He's an ingenious man.
Well, this hellfire Peggy of yours will reduce my whole remaining company to a parcel of noseless, toothless, bald paralytics. We shall have to head her up in a barrel with no bunghole.
That would answer, sure.
Let us pass to your vile witch, Mrs. Boswell.
Soon to be brought to bed of a baby.
And 10 to 1 another damned female. She's told one of the new Portuguese hands that the ship is unlucky.
Oh, she's been reading fortunes again.
All the people have heard her tale. And so, of course, the 2-headed fetch of a murdered sheriff's man has now been seen by the forenoon watch.
I doubt they've crossed her hand with false silver. For that, a man must expect a dark fortune.
The thing squats in the bowsprit netting, it appears. Every hand on the forecastle racing aft, tumbling over one another like a herd of calves. All of Grant's shouting could not get the headsails trimmed.
Very well, very well. I shall endeavour to lay both pox and ghost.
I am serious, Stephen. And then there is your Mrs. Wogan.
Do not stand so close to me, Mr. Herripath. Or have you not heard the rumours?
I have heard many. in the midshipmen's mess and elsewhere. As before in London, I credit them as little here as there.
Mr. Byron, you will please to have
Dr. Maturin must be aware of them. To have his assistant walk with me instead of attending me himself.
I ask no more than this, Louisa.
Don't. They listen.
Give her a point and a half.
Michael, there is nothing between me and Dr. Maturin.
He has been good to me, you know.
I'm so happy to have a friend aboard. It would be a dismal voyage all alone.
You will never be alone.
How much more dismal to arrive at Botany Bay with no one. And did you stow away to follow me?
You know I did.
Lieutenant Grant is staring.
You were so very glad to see me at first.
I am still.
It was like our very first days together, long ago. I am afraid I am a dull companion.
Does Maturin still keep the key to my cabin?
He gives it to me.
Does he trust you with it?
He trusts me with you.
You are using him.
Else I would not see you.
How often need I warn you of stepping too close?
Are you seeking once more to cause me pain?
Are you using your position to force yourself upon me?
Louisa, that you should accuse me of that.
I give you pain.
It is a want of common kindness and affection in you. You have long been so.
Is it the money you regret?
I gave it gladly, and gladly you took it.
I think I've taken enough of this air, Mr. Herapath. Should you wish to make acknowledgement of your fault, you will find me in my cabin. You have the key.
Ah, Bondon. Pray remind me, where might I find the bowsprit netting?
Which is where we stow the foretopmast staysail of the jib, Doctor.
I shall desire you to bring me there after quarters.
But, sir, it'll be dark by then, quite dark.
We'll procure a little lantern.
Well, I doubt it would ever do, sir. 'Tis right out plumb over the sea beyond the head. You would surely slip.
Stuff, Bondon. I'm an old sea hand, a quadrumane.
There's nothing there to clap onto. 'Tis the most dangerous place in the barkie, sir.
We shall meet here, by this...
The night head, sir?
Exactly so. Do not forget the lantern, if you please. Is this not the noble place of the world?
The men say that the ghost's abode is in the horses there. No, where the netting hangs.
I'm enraptured with the bow wave. It gaze upon this forever. But to work. Are they watching?
All hands, Doctor, by the looks of them.
Then pray set up the Bengal lights. There, and pass me the little small bottle of holy water.
There, sir.
In nomine Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Oh, Jack, I've wanted this for so long. So long. There. And again. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honour. Mr. Grant's duty, and there's a ship flying upon the larboard bow.
Thank you, Killick. Coffee and hot.
Here already, sir.
I shall be on deck directly.
A ship, sir! Though of what force or nature I cannot tell.
To get halyards! Windward braces! To get halyards! Windward braces! For God's sake, Mr. Grant!
Sir?
A strange ship at dawn, and you make no move to take in your tagans!
I thought it proper to send to wake my captain, sir!
We must see and not be seen, Mr. Grant! All hands! All hands to wear ship! All hands! Accursed old woman! A matter of minutes, he sends to wake me.
He's never known action, my dear. He envies it in you.
Tom Pullings would have known, whom you had me leave ashore in Recife.
Buzz, he would have died else. And Grant cannot know his duty in this. Little do I like the man, but you're in danger of being unjust. I saw a pintado just before I came down.
Give you joy.
You fear you have seen the Waxenheit.
She was shaking a reef out of her topsails. Indiamen and Dutchmen have a way of reefing them at sunset. But this year's Indiamen should have reached the Cape 2 months ago.
Might you not then
close with your putative Dutchman to have a better look?
You forget he has the weather gauge of us. He would have a good chance to bring on an action just as he chose.
You do not choose to fight him, sir?
Good heavens, no. A 74? No, ignominious flight is the order of the day. Fight him? What a fellow you are, Stephen.
The whole ship seems to have turned tinker. Pray, Doctor, why are they so eager that their balls be round?
So they may fly straight and true, ma'am. The better to strike the enemy in his vital parts.
On deck there!
Is that the captain high up there?
Heave the log, Mr. Byron! And send me out my flask!
It is. He's been watching a strange, perhaps a wicked sail for a great while now.
He sounds like the voice of God. I must not be disrespectful. Is there going to be a battle?
This is what we call reconnaissance, ma'am. There'll be no battle at all.
Grant! Pennant and colours! Point it out!
Oh, is that the ship? We were looking in the wrong direction.
Pennant and colours there! Mr. Larkin, give her a point and a half.
Looks very small. Great way off.
Great guns laugh at such distances.
I begin to understand, then, why they make such a coil at their hammering.
7 knots and 3 fathoms, sir!
The other ship states he, too, is a British man-of-war in commission by his flag.
Then we are happy.
Private signal! And make our number!
Oh, false colours and false signals are all fair in war, ma'am. Captain Aubrey is of a particularly fertile mind in deceiving an enemy thereby.
Away!
If he proves false, shall we fight him?
Never in life, ma'am. We shall run into the setting sun, and by dawn we shall be 100 miles apart. See, he makes his reply to our private signal.
Is it right, sir?
Hard over!
It is not, ma'am.
Byron! Signal enemy of superior force in sight! General chase to south-southwest! 2 guns to leeward, and keep it flying!
Hello, sir!
Clap onto the rail, as we say. The ship is going about.
I did not realize we could maneuver so quickly.
He's hoisting his true colours. Hold till we see.
Smoke! He's on fire!
Get down, ma'am! On the deck!
Now we shall have some fun. Mr. Willoughby?
On spike, Bill.
Whenever you please.
The range is pretty much extreme, sir.
You think I stripped the cabin bare to fill it with 9s and not have a crack at old Butterbox there before nightfall?
Since your honour was shoe-hooded?
Put it there, Killick. Should you care to pull a lanyard with us?
Should I, sir? I should indeed.
Fire after Mr. Willoughby, then.
Wait for the pitch. Wait.
Now, Killick. Now!
Harder, harder, deep. Now. Oh, yes, like that. Deep, harder. Yes. Bang. Again. Smash. Yes.
Sir! Dr. Maturin, sir!
What now?
Come quick, sir. The master's murdered our lieutenant.
What? Mother of God. What's happened here?
Ah, that flute-playing bugger!
That's something to lash him down with. What's happened to Mr. Howard?
He's dead, Doctor. Done for by this mad bastard.
Here, ligatures. Tie him with these.
Hold your round, Mr. Larkin!
Subdue him and carry him to his cot. Give him this. Force it upon him if you need to. It is laudanum and will calm him.
Well, now, Mr. Larkin. Let us carry you away. Handsomely now. There. Steady now, Mr. Larkin. Steady.
The aorta is severed clean at the crest of the arch.
Mr. Howard was just to play a tune, sir.
He does look astonished.
If you please, sir, close his eyes.
Death came upon him in an instant.
He picked up his flute. Just was beginning to put it together when Mr. Larkin got up.
Is this the weapon?
That's for you, you flute-playing bugger, he said. Lunged with it straight across the table. And then they fell. Him in a roaring drunken fit. And him.
(41°15 south, 1517 east). The Cape 480 miles nor-northeast. At 2, committed the body of John Condom Howard, Lieutenant of Marines, to the deep.
Sail ho! On deck there! Sail ho!
Where away?
Auf Kulabend, sir! Upset on the right!
Out reefs! Fort against sail!
Reefs! Fort against sail, sir! Out reefs! Fort against
What a persistent Dutchman it is, to be sure.
If it is him, he is certainly devilish sly. Unless he can read my thoughts and has private notice of the wind into the bargain. Or we have a witch aboard, communicating our secrets to him by a familiar spirit.
You're not so superstitious.
Many of the hands are.
Did they say it is Mrs. Boswell again?
I beg your pardon, sir.
Mr. Grant.
They sent to tell the doctor that Larkin is at it once more.
We can hear, Mr. Grant. I attend him in good time.
I will have them told.
We should get rid of that poor raving maniac. Larkin, Doctor. They're saying he's a Jonah.
Oh, witches, Jonahs, ghosts. A little life soon to enter into this world of misery.
And a Dutchman I cannot shake off. Who knows where we are bound? I must keep astern of me, or he will claw us to ribbon and matchwood. We must run ever south, ever away from the Cape and safe harbour. And a stern chase is always long.
Is that the meaning of the term? I supposed it to mean an eager, a grim, a most determined pursuit inspired by inveterate animosity.
That too.
So, this is a stern chase.
I have administered 25 drops.
That should certainly calm her. The effects of laudanum upon a child would make an interesting study.
Should it live?
Should the mother live? Mr. Herapath, but without her.
Will it be long, do you think?
Little experience do I have of midwifery. But a breech presentation is a long, long labour. Looks to me that we have an active time ahead.
Mr. Grant, we will take in the spritsail, then get the yard fore and aft, and set an inner jib.
But surely, sir, in the fort
This is not real weather yet, Mr. Grant. We will bear up another point.
Sir!
No more questions, if you please. The ship must be put before the wind, or she will lose her course.
The Wexham Hyde is still gaining, sir!
She will! Heavy weather favours the heavier ship. This is the action you have long been wishing for, Mr. Grant. I trust you will like it.
The baby's heartbeat is strange. Will you listen?
Pray God we do not have to cut for it.
You would consider abdominal surgery in such a case?
We are in extremis. You're right. The child within is like to be lost. At least we shall not have to bemoan our lack of proper forceps. Please to prepare the instruments.
Shall I send for some hands to hold her?
Do not, Mr. Herapath. There is this no common man should see. We'll try some more laudanum and bind it to the table, rather. Now, I shall have to cut, I think, here.
Mr. Grant's duty, sir. The Vaxheim Hyde has opened fire.
So I gather, Mr. Byron. But two can play at that game, you know. Can you make her out, Mr. Willoughby?
I can hit her hour up, sir, when she's running down the fast lope astern.
A hole in her fore topsail might make it split. Even the odds for speed.
If you please, Your Honour, sir, spare how far one off.
When you choose, Mr. Willoughby.
Your Honour, might I take the lanyard?
Stand back, Killing.
Now! Can you see?
No hole. No fall of shot, either.
Which I could have had both.
Steel and speed, Mr. Herapath. The surgeon's only true need.
Oh, God.
Pluck it out, man. Take the baby up at once, or she'll bleed to death before ever the uterus is closed.
Oh, this is warm. And so red.
She, Mr. Herapal. And she will begin to blue as I cut the umbilicus. So, the center. Clear breathing while I close this wound. Use your little finger. I forgot to add a steady hand to my surgeon's needs.
13 knots and a fathom, sir!
Thank you, Mr. Byron! Let the pumps be rigged! And pass the word for the carpenter!
Pumps and chips it is, sir!
Mr. Byron!
Sir?
Have you been in an engagement?
I have. Fleet actions, for the most part.
Such a sea as this?
This is not the weather for such, sir.
What is the captain thinking of?
I expect he thinks to save his ship, sir. And us with her. A bloody-minded Dutchman would be like to take us if he could. But has no chance to overwhelm us by boarding. Not in these seas. So he must intend our destruction.
Then he only needs a lucky shot.
Him or us, sir. First to lose a mast or a vital sail. And it's the death of every soul aboard that unlucky ship.
Low. That last was true. A little low. Did you see his fall of shot?
Which I caught a splash, Your Honour. 20 yards short of our starboard quarter.
He looks right, sir. He wants to knock our rudder, range alongside us and give us his broadside.
The bloody minding dog.
She's coming on too close.
The broad's duty, sir. Our mizzen top is hit, fair and square.
We must lighten the ship, Mr. Byron. Start the water. And try the jib, 1/3 in.
Start the water. Jib 1/3 in it is, sir.
Ready again, sir?
Let me fire it, sir. Just the one chance. I beg, sir.
Very well, Killick. Take the lanyard. Get one home on him.
Don't I wish he may like it.
Watch, Killick, watch. The second the bowsprit comes up.
Jesus! Oh!
(43°49 south, 1932 east). Wind slacking. Storm blowing itself out. Foretopsail alone. James Grant, Lieutenant. Commanding the Leopard.
Well, my dear, you do not like the light. Just so.
Thank you, Stephen.
How much do you collect?
Sea is high.
You've taken Lord Nelson's wound, you know.
Nelson?
Your forehead hung over your eye. Dare say you would almost have given an arm to follow him, but that was not asked of you.
Nelson.
The wound is spectacular, though. It'll spoil your beauty. But you've had worse.
Was it the gun?
A Dutch ball came aboard. You were struck first by a splinter, 2 feet of oak with a wicked, jagged, cutting edge.
First?
There is some degree of concussion that I do not quite like.
Struck first?
Hardly had I stitched back the flap of your skin and cleared your eye, then you went blundering off into the recoil of another gun. You were nearly a mere pulp, my dear, of little interest even to anatomy. But as it is, I have great hopes of your leg.
Leg?
Is there any feeling in it now?
What leg?
Never be perturbed.
It is numb. Is it even there still?
Oh, I've seen far uglier limbs preserved.
Stephen.
Which Mr. Grant asks may he report, Your Honour?
Oh, no.
I will speak with him.
Dr. Maturin. How does the captain?
My patient must not be disturbed.
But my report?
Disturbance might agitate my patient's mind.
Do you mean Captain Aubrey is not right in the head?
I do not. It is no part of my function, sir, to discuss my patient's maladies.
I saw his wound.
He's weak from loss of blood.
His wits did seem astray.
I dislike your eager tone extremely, Mr. Grant.
Command must devolve upon...
blood, sir. Do you speak to me of command? Are you so willing to believe the worst?
I am first lieutenant of this ship.
You're impertinent, sir.
Then I will return, sir, to my duty.
And I to mine. Now, 25 drops of this will rectify your humour so far as physic can.
Did you see her, Stephen?
See whom?
I see her. Over and over again. Through a bloody curtain, I see her.
You speak of the Waxamheit.
The lurch of her foremast. Stays part. Mast and sail carry right away over her bows.
Drink.
I see her brooch, too. Broadside on that vast breaking wave. My God. My God! 600 men. Flying spars. Rigging streamed wild and then nothing. Nothing at all.
A fine, bright morning for the time of year, sir.
I find it disagreeably chill, Barrett Bond. Why, the snow has flattened the sea amazingly. What are you at?
New pudding for the mizzen, sir.
Ah.
Yeah. How does the owner?
Passed a comfortable night and is as well as can be expected.
Well, I should like to give him joy of his victory, sir. Well, so should we all.
You may not believe me, Bondon, but he can take no joy in it at all.
Wow. The captain of a 50-gun ship who rejoices not in sinking a 74? He's all the seek in that effect.
Snow.
Half a foot on deck, sir.
Do you not like the cold, Mr. Grant?
There was no snow when last I was in these waters, sir.
Is that why you now drive north?
A prudent commander will not go south of 39 degrees.
Speak plainer, Mr. Grant.
The forties are nothing but strong winds, storms, and pestilence. I speak with 35 years' experience, sir.
Does your 35 years' experience lead you to alter course without orders, sir?
We are 43 degrees 40 south, sir.
Anyone would think I've been killed in the action, Mr. Grant. There is the line. It pointed first northeast and now north.
A prudent commander...
What the devil do you mean, sir?
I beg pardon.
East-southeast, Mr. Grant. And let the bell be muffled, it fairly goes through my head.
There we are, little thing.
You're handy with these little creatures.
I've always loved babies. I do long for one of my own. How does her mother?
Well enough to feed her. One cannot but admire a constitution that survives a caesarean delivery in the midst of battle. I must ask you to walk early with Mr. Herapath. You've looked yellowish and peaked these last few days.
Oh, upon my word, Dr. Maturin, you know how to compliment a lady.
The air is extremely raw. I recommend a pelisse, 2 pairs of stockings, 2 pairs of drawers pulled well up about belly.
You're beyond the pale of humanity. You tell me I'm not good in looks and proceed directly to name what cannot be named.
I'm a physician, ma'am. Gallantry would be out of place. Worse, it would be unscientific.
I suppose I value your disinterest. There we are. You were once so indiscreet as to ask whether I might be confined.
Cribbed and cabined, you replied, but not.
Well, were you to ask me now, I should be obliged to say, perhaps.
Do you wish the usual investigation?
I am fairly convinced of the matter.
Then you are to take more than common care of yourself. No high living, no gross indulgence of any kind.
I have half a pot of jam, 3 pounds of biscuits and a jar of tea. High living indeed.
(43°40 south, 42:45 east). The people variously employed. Collecting parties out in the ship's boats to harvest ice for drinking water.
Deeply gratifying spectacle.
It is like a floating castle made of glass.
Now, is that a sea leopard, I wonder? Oh, God damn this glass.
I doubt you will clear the lens. The fog is increasing.
That's all stuff, Barrafonte. It is not. Copper hole, mates! I'm telling you, Joe, I was in the Erebus, north of the banks. Got an ice island, the current always sets in toward it. Oh my God! Everyone knows the current sets eastward down here. Grab that onto the block, can't you? Do you want a hammock sent down or what?
We'll turn its head till we see.
What fantastic shapes the ice makes. Cliffs, bays, caverns.
The larger the island, the stronger the current, and that, matey, is a bloody large island.
Oh, cannot make it up. I shall go sit with Mrs. Wogan at her stove for a while.
Hey! Hey!
Up with the helm! All hands!
We are struck on the ice.
That for your cleverness, you old place. You know nothing. Hold your jaw and haul, you silly bugger.
Down with the helm!
No helm, sir!
Key! Give me the key. I must get her out from down there.
Calm yourself, Mr. Hereford.
Give me the key, damn you.
There are no rending timbers that I can hear, no evident leak, no immediate peril.
Don't know that. Give me Louisa.
Set all hands to the pump!
And that of the forepeak.
Out of my way! Make a road there!
Oh, well, we're throwing out the water. Too bloody well, mate. The scuppers can't take it all.
Yes, it is swelling about the deck, sure.
She only has to get up and it'll pour down the hatches every time she rises.
Perhaps we may exhaust it all soon.
You don't know nothing, you bloody fool. Save your row and pump, why can't you?
Thank you, Doctor. Better get back to pumping. God, days of it. Pumping watch after watch.
Keep the wound as dry as you can. Where's the water?
Above the orlop, nearly. The hold is full and everybody knows it.
What are the fothering?
Never held. Bloody pumps keep breaking. Choking with small coal and the like.
How much longer will they hold out?
Well, ships repairs them again and again.
I mean the men.
The hands as don't know the captain. I doubt they'll last out another day, sir. I said we was too close to that bleeding ice mountain.
They are exhausted.
And frightened, sir. They hide now rather than pump forever in a barkie they say will sink at any minute. They say Mr. Grant knows these waters and will get them safe back to the Cape. They say the captain's not right in the head, which I crowned one of the buggers for. And of course they all know this is an unlucky ship.
By your leave, sir. The water is now over the top of the well and gaining.
Thank you, Mr. Grant.
So, there we are, sir. We have done all we can by the ship. Shall I provision the boats?
I believe she may swim yet.
She is sinking under us, sir. I presume you will go in the launch.
I do not intend leaving my ship, Mr. Grant. We will follow the leak again, fashion a rudder with a spare topmast.
Sir.
The hands have wrought hard ever since the moment we struck. Very hard.
They have done their duty. No man could ask more.
We cannot, in honesty, give them any more hope. And with the water as it is, sir, I doubt they may long continue to obey orders.
Would you, Mr. Grant?
Sir, no man shall ever accuse me of mutiny. There is no enemy at hand, no battle. Can you order men to their death?
The hands certainly know your mind, Mr. Grant.
I believe the boats can reach the Cape. I believe the ship must founder.
They will soon be away, Stephen. Before nightfall, probably. Here. Dress up warm and dry. They will take you.
You do not go?
No. But I put on you not the least obligation.
You stay as a matter of principle. Put that aside, then, and lay it plain before me now. I speak for some very important papers that I have, not for myself.
Do these documents pertain to Mrs. Wogan?
Do you wish to know?
No. Enough that you say they are important. The launch may get through. Grant is an excellent seaman.
He put us onto the ice.
I say an excellent seaman. But I still think the ship has the better chance.
Then I shall make copies to give to Grant.
Mr. Grant's duty, sir. Some of the hands have forced the spirit room door. The larboard chain pump has broken down.
Call out the Marines, Mr. Byron, if they will serve. Make sure the women are well guarded. My compliments to Mr. Grant, and I will see him when he is ready.
Aye, aye, sir.
Copy your papers, Stephen. Take care of your stores. It will soon become ugly, squalid, sad. I am afraid that this is the end.
Back off! Back off, you bastards! Let us have the boat! Yeah, we'll fight you for it! You mutinous drunks! And we'll have you! Good and proper! Yeah, come on! Yeah, right, go on!
Hoist the land sail! Set course north!
Join us, Doctor! Don't stand there at the rail! We're for the Cape!
No, I thank you.
Come here, boys! Pick me up, will you? Pick me up!
Thursday, December the 25th. Course estimated east 10 degrees south. Latitude observed 46 degrees 37 south. Longitude estimated 50-15 east. Winds light and variable with haze and rain. Calm sea with small ice. Pumps gained 5 foot in the day. Christmas dinner, fresh pork and double plum duff.
Do you feel in the mood for music, Stephen?
Do you?
I've had Killick bring in yours. I thought we might scrape, if only for a glass.
Well, I will.
I'm going to tell the officers presently, but I thought you might like to hear it first. Mozart?
What you will?
There is a land laid down in about 49-44 south, 69 east. Desolation Island, it is called.
A fair name for our situation, so it is.
And there's always the chance of an error, since I cannot be sure of our longitude, but I prefer the risk to that of hauling north.
Why can you not ascertain our longitude?
The chronometers were overturned during the night of Grant's departure.
But in some we're to venture still further south.
Well, I am confident we can find the place, though you might choose to say a prayer or two. My old nurse always said there was nothing like Latin for prayers.
Shall we?
Your hand has grown horny.
Perpetual pumping.
Do you gain at all?
Perhaps a little. But the water keeps on.
I've not seen you an age, Michael.
There are so few hands.
There. The shush now.
I go from sick bay to pumps, to sleep to pumps. We all do.
You'll sleep soon.
Well, I should be now.
But you came here.
The baby is a necessary object to visit for an assistant surgeon.
She is lovely.
You are lovely. I cannot be found here.
Michael, ours will be lovely.
January the 3rd, 1812. 57 degrees 41 south observed, 69 degrees east estimated. At 7, anchored in the northwest bay of Desolation Island. Carried out a hawser from the gunroom port and made all fast. At 10, the people to sleep.
This is paradise, sure.
A little damp for that, Stephen.
I've already discovered 53 kinds of moss.
No doubt there are many more. Good morning, Mr. Byron.
Good morning, sir. Doctor.
Mr. Byron, how do your bowels?
A little watery, sir, but they do tolerably well.
Men should be purged of their gross humours daily, Mr. Byron, particularly them that will breakfast on albatross eggs weighing nigh on a purser's pound apiece.
Hey, we'll keep laying them, Doctor.
When I think how I did prize my first, then perhaps the only specimen in the Three Kingdoms, and now you deliberately break 2 every morning.
Sir, Mr. Gray's duty, and he has finished covering the leak.
Now that is good news. My compliments to Chips, Mr. Byron, and a double tot to his crew. Let us move to the stern post.
Very sad Jim Crack affair from the start, sir.
I disliked it extremely from the beginning.
Sir, I don't deny I absolutely shed tears when we cut into it. All behind the sheathing, sir, deeply rotten.
Horribly defective indeed. Stop here, Bondon.
Row off, all.
The ice has got deep into the wood and split it to buggery. Saving your honour, sir.
So, for the rudder?
Well, there'll have to be new gudgeons and much longer arms so they may reach into the solid timbers within her body.
And we threw the ship's forge overboard.
The anvil, sledgehammers, and all the armourer's tools with them, sir. But then it was lighten her or sink with her.
I dare say we shall have to winter in this bloody hole. The rum already almost gone and the baccy running out.
I may not come to that yet, John.
No? Well, don't commit the optimist with me, Barrett Bondon. It don't suit you. Can you ship a rudder without pintles, or set pintles without gudgeons, or forge bloody gudgeons with no gear?
I'm just of the opinion there may be something turn up.
Like what?
Like that sail.
Eh?
The hutch there! Sail ho!
Sail ho! Round into the point of the bay! Sail ho!
To tell the truth, sir, I do not care to ask a favour of King George's navy.
Our countries are not at war, Captain Putnam. Or they were not, at least, when we quitted Portsmouth, and you have been away longer than we.
You're right, sir. I am worse found to know than you.
So you will let my surgeon look at your invalids?
We will not set foot aboard the Leopard.
We recognized her the moment we came in.
She killed Reuben here's cousin in the year 7.
Fired 3 broadsides into our Chesapeake unprepared. I had rather see the Leopard at the bottom of the ocean, sir, than sailing on its surface.
You don't say that for you, Captain Aubrey. We know she was under a different man. But I reckon his is the view of most Americans, and I dare say you would not blame them.
I'm heartily sorry for it, gentlemen. May I send my surgeon to the Lafayette, then? When would be convenient?
No, sir.
He has an American assistant, if that will make the favour a little more palatable to you.
We might allow the surgeon's mate.
Who is like to find himself in a tolerable awkward situation when the war does break out.
You think it likely, Mr. Hyde?
If the English do go on as they do, how is it to be prevented? They stop our ships, take whatever men they choose to consider British. If I was President Jefferson, I'd have declared war right away. The moment your Leopard opened fire on my cousin, sir.
Let us hope, then, that peaceable relations may continue.
I doubt that, sir. We are a proud nation. We will not be put upon. And we have whipped you before, and let me tell you, sir, we have frigates building, yes, and built too, that can whip anything you have in the same class.
We will declare, sir, and we shall aim to wipe off a long, long score.
You have done amazingly, Mr. Hyde, with so empty a medicine chest. Who's next?
Captain Putnam. He is confined to his bed.
The pain from his jaw?
He took a pair of pincers to the tooth, Mr. Herapath. Said he couldn't bear the pain of it. Made it worse, I reckon. Can you draw it for him?
I have not the right instruments with me, and some of your other cases are graver than I have come across before. I would strongly urge you to allow my chief to come over with me.
No, sir. No Englishman ever on board our ship.
He's an Irishman and a friend to liberty.
He is an officer of King George's Navy. Friend, I will speak plain with you. A good third of our crew are Irish-born. Some are fled from that very navy your Dr. Maturin serves. Aubrey can have the first lot pressed and the second dangling from a rope's end, if he so chooses.
He will not know.
And you're an American. We need a surgeon. We do. Why do you not come with us, Mr. Herapath?
Because...
You were born in the States. You cannot be removed from an American ship. That is the law. We will offer you a full doctor's share, ship and cargo.
I have loyalties, Mr. Hyde.
Do I tempt you?
Some of your men will surely die, sir, without you let Dr. Maturin aboard your ship.
So there is good in the American after all.
Because you have had what you wanted of him?
Your head, Doctor?
Ah, thank you.
And how is Captain Putnam's facing?
It was a difficult, ill-set tooth. It mangled it horribly with plying the pincers upon it.
I have in mind to send him a sack of coffee beans.
There is a proverb in Ireland. Isminic gol moth. It's not often used, however.
I suppose you will tell me what it means now.
There is good to be found even in an Englishman.
Stow it, Killick. And bring us more toast.
Some of us can't take a jest, shouldn't dish it up themselves.
There are run seamen in that whaler.
My dear Captain, I beseech you just to sit in your good, comfortable chair and watch your borrowed forge and leave them alone.
Prime seamen. Whalers' hands.
I speak in sad, sober earnest. A day or so and the Lafayette will be homeward bound. Why should you declare war upon a man that has loaned you the very necessity of your ship's life?
Why should you throw away a God-given salvation, Michael? They are Nantucket bound. Do you not love me?
That you should doubt it?
And your baby?
Louisa, I do love you.
Oh, loved I not honour more? Is that your sticking point? There will be war, Michael, between our nation and England. Where will your honour lead you then?
I still owe Maturin 7 guineas for my uniforms.
Lord, I do love a jolly girl. Listen to her laugh. And upon my word, what an amazingly handsome woman she is.
Despite her being a convict, a spy, a woman of dubious virtue? Sure, I've rarely seen you happier.
Was I young Herapath, I should be strongly tempted to skip with her. I told him so, first thing this morning.
You do not think he might?
No, no. I should hate to see the foundering of your schemes, your pretty bird flown.
Little do you wish to know of my schemes, Jack.
Well, I hope they may prosper. I've never known you wrong. And Herapath may be American as he likes, but I see nothing in him of the rat that leaves a sinking ship. Or even a repairing one. Hey, Stephen. A repairing one.
Yes. You're in prodigious fine looks today, man.
Oh, I wish I might believe you.
I speak with never a word of flattery. You are superb.
I am happy to hear it, Doctor.
I've often heard it said of a gravid woman that she blooms, but I've not consciously observed it before today.
Oh.
And that reminds me, your kind countryman aboard the Lafayette made me a compliment of furs. I beg you will accept them to wrap your baby in.
Well, dear Dr. Maturin, how immeasurably kind. And it is my birthday too, almost.
Give you joy, my dear.
Sea otter. What luxury. But surely, sir, there must be some lady to whom...
Alas, never a one. I am unlucky in love, my dear.
You must come to Baltimore. There are plenty of girls, good Catholics too. But what am I saying? We are bound for Botany Bay. And we have a beautiful set of new gudgeons, so we may sail away directly.
Not so soon, ma'am. They must first be attached, or shipped, as we say, and then the rudder must be hoisted and fixed in its place.
My dear Doctor, I know you are a friend of America. Mr. Herapath tells me that the whalers sing your praises, and I'm sure they should.
They overvalue a surgeon's simple skills.
I wish you would go to see a friend of mine when you are next in London. A most interesting, intelligent man. He has a place under government in the Foreign Office, but he is so very different from the ordinary, dull kind of official. His mother came from Baltimore.
I should be happy to know him. What's his name?
Charles Pole. I'm sure he would prove of infinite worth to you, should you but seek him out. He knows everyone and everything, and he has helped me, and he has been a true friend.
Well, I should be very happy to know Mr. Charles Pole. Thank you, my dear.
And now, you who know everything about the sea and ships, tell me, suppose our repairs take a week. Would the Leopard catch up with the whaler?
Never in life. The Lafayette sails tonight on the turn of the tide. It is farewell to her forever.
But a man of war with more masts and sails...
The Leopard will never catch the whaler, my dear. She will never be seen again.
Sun's dipping, sir. You best put on your cape.
Perhaps I should.
Yeah. They're having a high old time with the rudder. The Marines have hauled it into the larboard shroud, the lubbers.
Take it back down! Hold taut!
What are you smoking, Bond?
West Virginia, sir.
You got it from the whaler.
Wow. It don't matter any more, my telling now. There was an old shipmate of mine aboard the Lafayette. R against his name. Run, sir. Me and Joe Place, we tipped him the wing and he came up handsome. Well, they're winning their anchor now, so he's as safe as the tower. Hello? See the boat?
I do not.
Well, pulling for the Lafayette. It's our jolly boat.
I dare say it is Mr. Herapath going to bid them goodbye.
Why, he's pulling awkward enough. Who's his mate? Black-haired boy. I don't know that fizz. Lend her your glass, sir?
Yeah.
It's Mrs. Wogan.
Handsomely now! Handsomely!
You are mistaken.
She skipped her bail, sir. Shall I shove off and bring her back?
Come in home, lad!
No, Bondon. You will sit still. And you will keep quiet.
In Desolation Island by Patrick O'Brien, dramatised for radio by Roger Danes, Captain Jack Aubrey was played by David Robb, Dr. Stephen Maturin by Richard Delane, Louisa Wogan, Teresa Gallagher, Barrett Bondon, Sam Dale, Preserved Killick, John Glover, Midshipman Byron, Nick Underwood, Michael Herapath, Samuel Barnett, Lieutenant Grant, Jonathan Taffler, Josiah Place, Lloyd Thomas, Jedediah Wilby, Gerard McDermott, and Sir Joseph Blaine by Michael Burtonshaw. All other parts were played by the cast. Desolation Island was a BBC Scotland production, directed by Bruce Young.